Good morning. Today's appointed texts are from Old Testament and then referenced in uh, the Gospel of Luke, where Jesus is talking about how these people will say to him, "Do all the wonderful things that you did in Capernaum." And he references the Old Testament story of Naaman being cured of leprosy, and also the widow who was visited by Elijah. And the people at that time decide to push Jesus out. In fact, the gospel tells us that they want to throw him off a cliff. They're so mad at him. So the question is, why were they so mad at him? Often, when we read stories like that about Jesus, first of all, I have to say, we tend to think that Jesus never was in a situation of conflict, that he never did anything that made anyone angry. Um, and I don't know why we think that way, because if he never made anyone angry, how did it so happen that they decided to crucify him? Of course, he made a lot of people very angry. In fact, he made them so angry that even the people who surrounded him did not wish to associate with him towards the end. They all kind of like ran away from him. And he is talking about this truth to them, and which is that, you know, you guys think you have some kind of a special privilege, and you have a special in with God, but not so. There were lots of people in these times, but only a select few were visited by God's prophets and were cured and healed. And that makes these people really angry with Jesus. Now, the question is, why? Why so much anger? I have often pondered on that why do people get so angry when the work of a prophet is done? And what is the work of a prophet? The work of a prophet is to speak truth boldly. And whenever it's done, the reaction is very similar to the people who are pushing Jesus off the cliff. At least they are attempting to do so. So Jesus, his work, his mission, his ministry is about the truth. Jesus speaks about it in the Gospel of John. It's the truth that sets us free. So it is the truth that sets us free, but it is the truth that people do not wish to hear. We do not wish to hear the truth. Question is, why? Why do we not wish to hear the truth? And I often think that it is because living in a fantasy, living in an alternate reality is comforting, um, because dealing with the truth means we have to do stuff to probably change things in our environment. Um, we are hopefully just coming out of this COVID season. And in this COVID season, I have come to realize that a lot of strains have happened. People's relationships have been stressed. Um, at home, marriages have been stressed. Work, people have been in great stress. Uh, there's a lot of, we are seeing, there's a lot of stress that we are carrying these days. And I question, especially in the work that I do in the church, why is there so much stress? If I talk to my pastor friends, I'm realizing that we are probably in across denominations facing this, that a third of our congregations are not showing up for in-person worship. That is really concerning to us and all those who are in church. But there are other things like, oh, we used to do it this way and now we cannot do it, so that's concerning. And, you know, we don't want to be this kind of church or whatever. And I think to myself, why is it so concerning to us? And I have come to the conclusion that it concerns us because COVID has exposed a lot of truth to us. A truth about our relationships, a truth about how we wanted to be in workspaces, a truth about, you know, what we love to do and not love to do, a truth about our relationship with Jesus Christ and what was the real reason for us to be in church. Um, all those things, that truth has been exposed. And we knew that truth. We knew, for instance, in the case of churches, we knew that we were largely irrelevant to the culture around us. But we didn't want to deal with it. We were happy with how things were. And then all of a sudden, we were pushed in a certain direction to do something about it. Now, my point here is that is the reason why God calls us to repentance. God calls us to repentance so that we can deal with our truth. Because this response of pushing somebody off the cliff or, you know, trying to get rid of the truth doesn't solve problems. The truth sets us free. And it is only when we deal with the truth that we find healing, peace, salvation, comfort, and so on and so forth. So, this Lent, as you reflect on your life, I invite you to enter that space of repentance so that we may find God's peace, strength, joy, love, healing. Amen.